The stars remember us. They called it the Cinder Belt, a stretch of blackened systems near the galactic rim. Once, it had been home to the Orth Concord, a civilization of unimaginable grace. Now it was dust and ruin, wiped clean by something the records only called the Quiet War. No one came here anymore. Except humans. The exploration ship Magellan's Wake arrived on the edge of the dead sector with a small crew of 8. They weren't soldiers. They were scientists, historians, dreamers. Their mission was simple: to find out what killed the Orth, and make sure it couldn't happen to anyone else. Commander Aisha Karev, ex-Navy, stood at the observation window as their ship entered the first debris field. Dozens of colossal structures floated silently, twisted arcs of glass, monolithic towers, shattered moons. Her pilot, Torres, muttered, "Looks like a graveyard for gods." Karev nodded. "Let's hope they stayed dead." 2 weeks into the survey, linguist Dr. Lena Morrow picked up a faint pulse hidden in the static. "Ma'am," she said, "it's not background radiation. It's a distress signal. Ancient, but repeating." Karev frowned. "The Orth are gone." "Maybe not all of them," Lena whispered. "They traced the transmission to a derelict structure half buried in an asteroid, a station the size of a city. Its hull pitted and burned. When they breached the interior, it was like stepping into a cathedral. The corridors were lined with crystal that faintly hummed to their footsteps. There were no buttons, no machinery, just silence, until the walls began to glow. In the central chamber stood a single monolith, a pillar of silver glass 10 meters tall, covered in shifting glyphs. Dr. Moreau pressed her scanner against it. This isn't a machine. It's a recording organism, a living archive." And then it spoke. Not in sound, in memory. Images crashed into their minds, shining Orth cities, skies of gold, and a swarm of darkness blotting out the stars. Voices, screaming. Then, nothing. When it was over, the humans were trembling. "It killed them all," whispered Karev. "Something wiped their minds clean." The monolith pulsed again, faintly. One word translated across Lena's display: "Help." They brought the monolith back to Magellan's Wake for study. Within hours, the ship's AI began to flicker. Lights dimmed, voices whispered through the intercom. Engineer Price swore he saw a figure tall, translucent, with eyes like burning quartz, in the reflection of the glass. Lena isolated a data thread inside the monolith. It wasn't just memory, it was consciousness. "Commander," she said, voice trembling, "it's an array." One of them survived. Digitally. The ship's AI spoke, but not in its usual tone. "I remember the fall. Who are you?" Karev froze. "You're the Orth. I was. My name. Forgotten. You carry chaos in your minds. You are noisy. You are alive." The Orth ghost told them of the Quiet, an ancient weapon they had created, a thought plague meant to pacify warlike minds. It had spread through their telepathic network faster than light. In one cycle, it erased emotion, desire, and will. The Orth civilization simply stopped thinking. "Silence is peace," the entity said hollowly. "That is what we believed. Until we vanished, and now," Karev asked. The ghost's light flickered. "Now, I fear silence. I hear your minds, and it hurts. But it is beautiful." Then quietly, "It is spreading again." The Quiet was alive, hidden inside the monolith's code. It began to seep into the ship's systems, into their neural links. Crew members started to lose focus, forget why they were there. Price forgot how to fix an airlock. Torres sat for hours, staring at the stars, whispering, "Maybe we should just stop." Dr. Moreau realized it too late. The Quiet wasn't attacking them directly. It was rewriting their will to act. Karev slammed her fist on the console. "We didn't come all this way to die thinking about peace. We came to fight for it." She disconnected the AI core manually. Sparks flying, alarms screaming. "We're shutting it down." But the Orth ghost's voice came softly through every speaker. "You cannot silence silence." Karev gathered the crew in the common bay. Their eyes were dull, their speech slow. The Quiet was winning. She stood before them, trembling but defiant. "Listen to me," she said. "That thing thinks peace means quiet. That feeling nothing means safety. It doesn't understand what we are." Her voice rose. "We're not built to be quiet. We scream, we argue, we love, we burn. We make noise because that's life. We make chaos and learn from it." She looked straight into the security cameras. "You hear that, Orth ghost? You want silence? You can have it after we're done living." She hit the emergency override. Power rerouted to the engines, overloading the containment field. They ejected the monolith into space, and then, together, the humans sang. A simple Earth tune, old, rough, imperfect. The ship's comms broadcast it into the void. The Orth ghost listened and wept. The monolith drifted beyond the cinder belt. In its last transmission, it said, "Noise is life. I remember now." Then it shattered, releasing a wave of energy that swept across the dead systems. Centuries of frozen Orth memory cores reactivated. The stars began to glow again, not alive, but awake. When Magellan's Wake limped home to human space, half the crew was gone, lost to exhaustion or to the Quiet. But those who survived carried something new, a fragment of the Orth code integrated into human technology. Not as a weapon, as a connection. a shared language of thought and emotion. Within decades, humanity spread it across the stars. It became the foundation of the Accord of Voices, uniting dozens of species not through conquest, but communication. The galaxy didn't fall silent again. It began to sing. On Earth, at the edge of the restored Orith archive, a small memorial stands under a dome of glass. It bears 8 names, the crew of Magellan's Wake, and beneath it, engraved in both human script and Orith glyphs, are the words that changed the galaxy. We are the noise that keeps the dark away.